Cameroon government no dey fight Ambazonia terrorism. Even no pity. They kill it for Baba one from Koketunja. The police, the way they be killing, they no be even know who they kill them. Because they no be go out for go find no pity. They no be go out for go kill it. They can't shoot off for corner road. They launch attack for attack Cameroon military. The military kill them. They shoot them. Now why the way the video where when I see them, they put them out there. They police the officers the way they shoot and kill them. They no be even know who they kill them. Now why the way you die body when I no be see them, they display them in public. Ma tell una, and based on this reality, where una hear even the amber terrorists themselves, like Mark Barretta be talk and say, in truth, the vast majority or the majority of the amber terrorists that have been killed by the same Ambazonia terrorists them. Now for tell una say the reality, where me I don't always tell una, now say Ambazonia terrorists, they go implode, they go kill themselves. Now only Anglophones, they go destroy Ambazonia terrorism, and that is what is supposed to happen, because we don't want this nonsense make it repeat itself ever again in the future. When Anglophones, they create their terrorism, they suffer the consequences of the terrorism, and then them decide for destroy the terrorism, they go make sure say it no ever happen again. My country people them. Una listen. I go play for una videos. The one they were just quote them now. For Tapang Ivo, we the talk. For where Tapang Ivo, they call them terrorists. I go play for una videos, evidence. For Mark Barretta, where they talk. I go play for una evidence. Una listen. For the videos, I go show for una at the end of this video.
In fact, this is called IG. It has killed our boys more than the way First Cameroon has killed our boys. That is the truth. That's the truth. Look at how the so-called IG forces in Bui took ADF guys and killed them just like that. Then Sako comes out and say we should access Cameroon. So just imagine. So please, to conclude this show.
Lesson number one. Lesson number one. This particular video where country people do am. Now God sending me do the video. When I always see I say, oh, I want to country people. Lesson number one, my country people talk about it. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. You listen to the video it tells a lot of things. That's what my country people have told people. I'll play the video when I hear. Wait. Very important. Now start them back from the beginning. When I hear again. Kunkumaster, the kind of way it work with the Cameroon government. It don't confirm them for this video. So this one, nothing way all una get forget sense. So one time my country people and all the other soldiers and say, so God bless you. We'll continue to listen to this video. So Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Una don't forget about independence. At the time of fact, una forget about independence. Ambazonia is done. All the sacrifices are gone for nothing. When I feel a joke, person they come pretend for una front. When I feel say why Sako city for them because he get popularity. When I feel say why Bo Hebert come up for can join hand with Sako. When I feel say Kumeta Evis where he come for APNC. He can't tell una has Sako and thief money sute me them fire me them put for prison. The same Kumeta he can't do work of Sako back. When I feel say Sako dan convincing now some argument or proof for he say innovative money. No, wait the way they don't show in the corruption for poor and the money way he did for the struggle. Where they don't show and say Kumeta can't pay, can't take your own. Cash you don't follow the team will go to me the struggle will go end because no people there they feel resist that money. Now people there the one quick fix. After all, the first get that hatred they had against Ayabacho, so like the public of Cameroon, they use those ones as a leverage for lure those people into their plan B where they get to Amazonia, and then what people then sheepishly they follow them. So and I made this tell now again one more time. My job now for take the camel and the donkey go to Mbokona water. Whether you go drink water or na isabi. Now na sabi Amazonia. Now na sabi. The first time I came out to say that Sako is a scammer, it was so shocking to a lot of people who actually believe what I was saying, but said that I should not say it anyway. People believe what I said, but they say you should not say it. That is not how you should say it. You should say it in another way. There is no soft landing. We must be able to disregard, undermine, and kick out Sako and Chris Anu. These are people working for La Republique. You have heard report about the money they saw in his mother's house. You think it's a joke? Everything for we na joke na play. Everything na play. Na conspiracy, na theory. Conspiracy just means na planning. So I tell na Ambazonia, I tell na, whether una feel na negative rhetoric or na weti or na this, because una own say move begin please people, move the fearful talk the truth for people, them move fearful challenge people them. Yeah, somebody said that you speak hate, not truth. I understand that for some people who are suffering from the Zamzam virus, truth is considered as hate. Look at Eric Tato. He was somebody who was fighting me, insulting me for saying Sako is a scam, for saying Sako is an embezzler, Sako is a conman. He was fighting me day out, day in. And the same person was saying Ayabacho is a scam, Ayabacho is this and that. The same person, and you people were following him. Today he's saying the same thing, and you come and tell me that the truth is hate. Because you are suffering from a Zamzam virus. You are suffering from the wicked black man syndrome that most Africans are suffering from. If we are on that standard, then we cannot even ask for pure independence or pure freedom, because we are not ready for that if our mindset is like that. If our mindset is that we are afraid to take challenge, then we cannot succeed, because the international community do not hear all those arguments. They have tried to use military, it didn't work. They are now using one of ours, Chris Anu and Samuel Sako. Whether you like them or not, they are working for La Republique du Cameroon. They have compromised our independence. They want something less. They are doing it the wrong way. Even if a leader wants to have a compromise on the negotiation table, you have to do it in a transparent manner, in an honest manner. You don't have to run anybody under the bus. They want to frame Ayabacho, the ADF and the AGOPC as terrorists, as extremist forces, so that they are going to sell them to gain the special status that Paul Biya have promised them. Right now, we do understand and accept that independence by liberation have failed. There is also no feasibility for any recognition of Ambazonian independence. The only thing we can do is to ask for self-governance. One Cameroon, two people, where both Francophones and Anglophones, West Cameroon and East Cameroon, can coexist as peaceful people in the same house.
There should be some boundaries. This video, you're gonna like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.
Capo Daniel, we are glad to have you once again on Prime R for the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard, for having me on this your platform, and it's a very big opportunity that you give all the people on both sides to have a chance to express themselves, so that the Cameroonians can have a direct access to hear exactly what we say and what is happening on the field back in the English-speaking regions that we want to call Ambazonia.
That you want to call Ambazonia, but I will start by asking you, there is a communique that was issued by the People's Rights Advocacy Platform, signed by Capo Daniel, who is the chairman of the PRAP platform, titled Cessation of Hostilities by the Ambazonia People's Rights Advocacy Platform. Why this communique at this moment?
Yeah, it is very important at this time, after 8 years since this war have been going on, that we have a chance to reflect on a way to move forward. This is also a period where the Cameroon is coming into their election calendar for presidential election, and the international community pays attention in particularly in this country during this period of time. So in view of my organization, the People's Rights Advocacy Platform, to push for a negotiated settlement, which we believe it is the right time to do so, we have decided unanimously on Saturday, the 4th of May, to adopt a resolution to end all hostility, cessation of hostility against the state of Cameroon, and adopt a peaceful means towards advocacy for the right of self-determination of our people, as part of our push for a negotiated settlement with the Cameroon government in this conflict that is raging on for 8 years now and counting.
Why wait till now, Capo Daniel?
As you know, the war have evolved. We started this war when the consortium, which was made up of all civil servants segment in our society in the English-speaking part of Cameroon, all the teachers' union, the drivers' union, the lawyers' union, they came together to collectively bargain on behalf of all Anglophones, all the people of West Cameroon, with the central government of Cameroon. And surprise, surprise, all of them were being chased down, they were arrested. The consortium was banned. An organization that was engaged to represent our people collectively was banned. We saw that as an attack on our identity and our culture. And we, given the fact that we came into this union as a national, international entity, a state of the former British Southern Cameroon, we picked up arms, our youth picked up arms to fight and defend their identity, to fight and defend their rights of self-determination. But since then, in 2019, the Cameroon government have conceded to accept that, yes, indeed, our people are a people that have certain rights and have certain unique qualities that stems from our history of being part of the British Trust Territory. And indeed, they have granted us a special status as a result of that concession, which we think do not meet up with the aspiration of our people and do not adequately address the problem that it has identified. So that was a big change of the Cameroon government. Ever since our movement refused to participate in that election, in hindsight, that was not a very wise decision, but the Cameroon government have consistently kept open the follow-up committee of the Grand National Dialogue to continue to engage with all the our movements and the various personalities within our struggle. They have engaged in the Swiss talks. They have also engaged in the Canadian talks that failed, in which I participated as one of the delegates. At one point, I was the leading delegate of a movement there. And at the collapse of that Canadian talks, this movement, the People's Right Advocacy Platform, emerged with the network that I have built on the ground. I have worked with as the ambassador of Sako Ayoktabi. I was a founding member of the IG. In the initial stages of this struggle, we were involved in raising arms and supporting the boys that pick up arms in Manu under the Tigers of Ambazonia. Being the deputy defense chief, one of the most credible and currently the most influential Ambazonia personality. And this is our generation, this is our war. We decided that this struggle that started to represent our collective interests have been transformed into something else. The groups that emerges, the various organizations, were full of individuals who were also seeking opportunities for political adventure and their own personal ambition over the population of our territory. That is why our struggle have been so divided, and the Cameroon government have taken maximum advantage of that. 8 years counting, we see that it is time for us, in view of the Cameroon concession, to seek for a new social contract and to end this war and end the suffering of our people on both sides. That is why my organization have made this declaration to secede from hostility against the state of Cameroon and pursue through peaceful means a negotiated settlement to resolve this matter. And we count on all goodwill Cameroonians, both Francophones and Anglophones, to rally together behind this initiative to support for a negotiated settlement. The idea that some people within the regime, led by Paul Biya, because he's the president of that country, that somehow they can bring a solution that exclude the people who have fought for the problem which they have agreed, that is somehow possible. That is not true. Since the special status was granted in 2019, over 600 Cameroon military personnel have been killed. Of course, we have had significant losses. The battle takes place in our territory, in the English-speaking part, and it pains us the most, but there is death on both sides. And we hope that Paul Biya will be able to keep aside his own ego and engage in a negotiated settlement. And as elections are coming in Cameroon, that in the ballot of this election, the option of the resolution of this crisis should be in the ballot box if elections are to take place in Cameroon. We want all Cameroonians to rally and say that autonomy for the English-speaking regions should be on the ballot box. Our people should be given a way to come out of this crisis with their dignity and their honor. And that is what we are pushing for in this our campaign. This ceasefire, this cessation of hostility, which we have announced, is for our dark forces which are on the ground. We have asked them to preserve their weapons for their personal self-defense only, and do not engage any longer in any hostility in Cameroon or in the English-speaking part of Cameroon. And these have set the stage, and other forces in our territory are also flexible to even engage in ceasefire depending on how the Cameroon government reciprocate. We hope that they will do so, but there is lack of hope because the way they reacted with the Canadian talks coming out to say that nothing happened, when the Canadians are saying that we were there, we had signatures on the ground. So, but we are hopeful that if the Cameroonians, they come together and support this initiative, this is the first time a separatist movement have put on the table a solution that do not involve the splitting of the country, but involve one country, two people, where we can all agree and coexist in this beautiful place that we have once called Cameroon, the miniature of Africa. And let us put beside the shame that this war have brought on both sides.
Okay, Kapo, we'll be coming back to you. Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, you have gone through this communique that was issued by the People's Rights Advocacy Platform led by Kapo Daniel. Your first reaction when you saw the communique?
First, I want to thank you, Kapo Daniel, for taking this bold step to do what is right, what is just, and what is good. Now you are doing exactly what His Eminence Christian Cardinal Toomey of blessed memory wanted for the people, but we all rejected him on both sides. The fighting Anglophones, they rejected him. The government also rejected him, and he went away with his pain. But I'm here to continue in the light of what he wanted for Cameroon. I will continue to speak his mind. I will continue to speak his wishes. And what I can tell all Cameroonians is that whatever Cardinal Toomey wanted for this nation is what will happen, and we'll all have it. It will be one nation with two peoples. There will be West Cameroon, there will be East Cameroon, there will be a president, a vice president. The capital of West Cameroon shall be in Numba. The capital of East Cameroon shall be at Ebebda. The capital of the center region shall be in Balmayo. The capital of the southwest region shall be in a place called Alu, not very far from Manyemen, on the way to Kumba. So these are the things that are going to happen. And among some of the other things that are going to happen, we will have to take out all the graduates from ENAM that are ruling in the nation and give back power to the people, because most of the problems that are created in this country come from ENAM, which is a tool of the French to divide the people.
How do you achieve what you just talking about? Because there must be political machination or machinery that should bring what you're saying to light. You are a militant of the CPDM party. How do you achieve what you're saying?
That's fine.
Does it fall in line with what your party advocates for?
So now let's go back a little bit. In 2017, when the war was picking steam, in 2017, that was around February, Prime Minister Philemon Yang came to Bamenda and had a meeting at the Congress Hall. I was at that meeting, and I think I was wearing this very jacket that on that day. And in the course of the discussions, I stood up and I said one thing, and I continue to say it. I said, Mr. Prime Minister, the government of Cameroon has sinned against the people. The government of Cameroon has done a couple of wrong things. And I also said, those that have picked up guns and are fighting have also done something wrong. That means both sides have failed the people. They have done wrong things. And what we ought to have done at that material moment, I mean, Prime Minister Philemon is down, Young is leaving, the governor of the Northwest, they are all leaving, and there were many other people there. That's what I said. And I went on to say this: let us all forgive each other. The government should forgive the Anglophones, and the Anglophones should forgive the government. Let us talk over these things genuinely and solve the problem. And if we had done that, all this killing and destruction, waste of money would not have been there. But we choose not to do so. In any case, His Excellency Philemon Yang was trying his best, actually, to see how he could move the agenda to satisfy everybody. And I remember he was still negotiating with the teachers and so on, and the other people at Ayaba, when one of our ministers, another Anglophone, was talking of some rubbish on a foreign TV station, which irritated everybody and caused a lot of trauma and damage. The same thing too happened when this current Prime Minister, when he was also trying to negotiate and see how he could talk softly to both sides and solve the problem. One other minister, again, I don't know if the same minister or another one, still went on, was it RFE or whatever, and still talked that rubbish. And it is this acidic language that has pushed us to where we are. People will talk rubbish and now create a very dangerous situation in the nation. They are not fighting. Their children are not fighting. They're going to recruit the children of others to carry the guns and fight, be they soldiers on both sides or whatever. So we create a problem where children of other people are dying and we are talking nonsense. That has been the problem. And unfortunately, along the line, the Cardinal wanted to see how Anglophones could come together, so we talk over this thing, then go to this so-called national dialogue and speak with one voice. But unfortunately, problems were still brewing, and what many people thought was good enough was to torpedo what the Cardinal was trying to do. And today we are suffering because we lack wisdom. I remember telling someone who attended that meeting with us in the Congress Hall, I said, I don't know whether I said it on the floor or I said it personally, I said wisdom is stronger than appointment. The problem of Cameroon is that we have a lot of people who are appointed but who lack wisdom. And because you lack wisdom, you create a lot of suffering for the nation, you create a lot of suffering for the people, because you lack truth, because you lack love, you lack empathy, and you don't respect people. So it's a behavioral problem where people think more of themselves than the common good, and they create all these problems. They kill others and think they are doing a great job. The President of the Republic, President Paul Biya, can appoint you fair and good, but an appointment in itself calls for you to have wisdom. If you don't have wisdom and you have power, you will use it to cause a lot of damage, and that's what we are suffering today.
Okay. Capo, Daniel, I'll read from your communique. It says, its members have unanimously adopted a resolution to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state. In regards to the resolutions to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state to the Ambazonia conflict, we have resolved to choose the non-violent approach to our fight for the right of self-determination of the English-speaking people of Cameroon. Now, when you say you have chosen the non-violent approach, how do you intend to go about it?
We have a very robust team that have been engaging for the past, I think, 11 months to campaign for direct negotiation and to seek for this new social contract. And I'm very glad my friend, Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, who is a member of CPDM, have also shown sympathy and show some compassion, which we expect from all Cameroonians. This program that we have issued, a peace plan paper that called for autonomy from the Constitution of Cameroon that divulge power to the English-speaking region, is a reasonable middle ground that we believe should resolve this war. Enough of the killing. We have successfully have some international partners that are willing to help us as we move along this journey to campaign and to meet other international partners, because the way the regime in Yaoundé operates is nobody cannot understand how they are so out of touch. One part of the party or one part of the country is negotiating, the other one will come and sabotage, as Dr. Nick have said, and they are all over the place. But there is one thing that I think is obvious to everybody. and this should be an eye-opener to the people in Cameroon. There is the case in Cambe, where the Cameroon military leaked their investigation into the bomb that was planted during the 11th February that killed 2 people, a young teenager, and had 3 women, their legs were decapitated. It has now turned out that that bomb was planted by the driver of the mayor of Nkambe, who was seen with Ngala Gerard sharing money to the people to participate in 11th February. So an attack that was supposed to disrupt the 11th February was carried out by the people who were organizing that same 11th February on behalf of the Cameroon government. So you have people within the regime who are making money out of this.
Capo Daniel, that is your assertion. We have not had that information. That could be the narrative that is coming from your bench, because what we have gathered is somehow contrary to what you're saying.
I would like to hear, because we have listened to audio messages from the investigation that was leaked. We have heard that the Cameroon main propagandists who have been helping them is in the name of Kunda Titus, who was campaigning that the Cameroon military should not go after those vigilante groups who are implicated in this particular case. All of them have run away from Cambe, and I would like you to do your investigation after that. But that is not the main point. The main point we are saying is that this war have evolved. It also have an economic part of it. There are people who benefit to see the war go on both sides. But it is time for us now, of all Cameroonians of good faith, why the poor Biya, who is very old, still is in power, to resolve this problem and not to pass it to the next generation or to the next regime that may emerge. It is the right time to do the right thing. We are calling on all Cameroonians of good faith to look ourselves in the eye and say, is this problem too difficult for us to handle? The people of the Southern Cameroon, I don't think there is any Francophone who is so interested in controlling how we govern our affairs there in Boya and in Kumba and in Bamenda. Our people deserve that preservation, even of the bilingual nature of the country. We cannot agree on a form of bilingualism and say English and French are equal when we know that we are the minority. In a place like Canada, the French part of Canada is protected by autonomy. They govern themselves. The French language is dominant in Quebec. We want similar situation in Cameroon, where the English-speaking part have their own administration. The English language is the dominant language and the medium of study in schools, while we can learn French as a language and become bilingual out of choice. So this is the right thing to do. We are hoping that the international community will support this proposition that we have supported, we have put forth. We are also hoping that Paul Biya, at this his old age, should think about his legacy. The idea that they want to bring a solution that has nothing or no input for those who were fighting for the same problem. They themselves have now accepted that indeed this problem have a root cause from our origin as being people from the British Southern Cameroon. That is really not attainable for them. They can never have a complete military victory. Yes, on our side we have failed. We have seen our own shortcoming. We